Ooh, hey, are we on? We're on. Oh, hi everybody. How you doing? It's Leslie Zazoo Plazz here for my weekly Sunday report. I found a great spot by this big tree. Yeah, I was down there, but it was too much on a hill, so the camera kept falling this way. So I found this great, and it's very buggy. I found this great spot here. The water's over there. Very private. Oh, it's cool in the woods today. It's very buggy though. I think it's a good direction. It's Virgo season, so all that feng shui stuff is popping up. All the bugs. Yeah, today's a very Virgo kind of a day. Cleaning out the house. My husband went to help his mom with a couple of things up at her house, and I had the afternoon, starting to clean up after the boys left. So, yeah, they left quite a mess. It's like the hurricane swept through last weekend, left a big mess, and I'm just, first you sense the quiet after the winds have died down, and then all the dust and everything. So I've been disciplining myself to take one of my old scrapbooks every day and clean it out and keep whatever I want to keep that seems valuable and scan it to use in my books and things later. And the rest of it, well, it's pretty obvious because everything else is just crumbling. I set out yesterday, Saturday, to make a nice Excel spreadsheet because I promised my husband, of honeydew. One for things that he does that just bug the heck out of me, like how he's a little challenged with getting the floss in the basket. So I have, by mistake this week, I went to the store and I bought this floss. It has, this is very Virgo, it has like mouthwash built into it. So it's like you floss and you get nice and minty fresh after, but it's green, right? So I said, oh, this is perfect. So he claims that he does aim for the basket, but every day I end up going and I get the white floss, sometimes it sticks to my foot and I drag it around and I find it in the bedroom, or I find it on the stairway. So indirectly, this is something that I can attribute to him because I always get my floss in the basket. So I did this little experiment. I said, okay, I'm going to give you this special mouthwash floss. And you know what? He got it in the basket because he knew that it's like this color. He knew that if he dropped the colored floss, he would see it. And see, these are the little head games we play with each other, right? So anyway, yesterday, I was going to do this list of home improvements, because the house, when you get done, well, not done, you're never done with kids, but when they move out, even just to college, you see stuff. You're so involved raising children and helping parents and just kind of trying to survive that you don't even think for 20 years of marriage, you don't think of the house or, like each other. And this is where we are right now. It's like, who are you anyway? My husband is a little bit like, he's like that guy Milton in Office Space, the guy with his little red stapler down in the basement. So, hi there. I know he watches the video. So he's very service-oriented. He's someone who likes to help people. He's very good-hearted. He spent half an hour of his time on Friday helping my dad to set up one of those, those little tablets that they sell um, for my Aunt Georgia, so that, because she got rid of her laptop and she's 89, so that she could get on and do some shopping and, whatever she wanted to do, watch something. I don't even know what she's going to do with it, but send an email, stuff like that, shop, look for directions to get to places. So my father kept, running into these problems. So my husband, though he was trying to get out a resume for a job that he really wanted to apply for, which he finally did, even though the systems were down and he had to maneuver a little bit, he took time out to help my dad, which was awesome. Love the guy, because, I don't think I could have helped my dad quite the same way. However, I did make some nice pulled pork and some minestrone soup, and I sent that with Dad on the way, and he greatly appreciated that. He even said Mom would be proud of me, that I turned out to be a good cook. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah. So I think this is how we're called to help. Oh, anyway, yeah, the spreadsheet. I had all good intentions to sit down with my coffee yesterday and get the spreadsheet done, all the things that need to be done in the house. As usual, I was a little too over-optimistic, a little bit too grandiose in my planning, because my computer, my laptop, which is a few years old, I started it up, it's humming, nothing, black screen, nothing. So I guess something happened, it needed an update or some such thing. My husband to the rescue, once again. So he had to, I had to put my agenda on the back burner, gritting my teeth. So the universe said, okay, this is what you have to do. So I spent the afternoon working on all those scrapbook things, clearing out. I even found a couple of cards. So this is important stuff, If you really slow down and you look at your life and you see, okay, all right, it's not my husband telling me, it's not because he said, you have to do this, you have to do that. I had expectations for myself, and he's like me. He had expectations for his afternoon. We were going to meet and talk about the house yesterday, but that hour when I should have been doing I wanted to be doing the spreadsheet, I was trying to resuscitate my computer. So I wasted time doing something watching YouTube videos with guys telling me how to fix my computer that had nothing to do with what was really wrong with it. I was spinning my wheels. Did this ever happen to you? Okay, so this is the kind of thing. So instead of getting all worked up, I took a deep breath. I got worked up, and I went and I just, did a couple of jumping jacks and deep breaths and got myself together. And I said, you know what? Let's be proactive. And I got all my scrapbook stuff done that I had wanted to. And then I planned my groceries and menu for the week and got that done. And I ended up having a nice day. I pivoted, though. You have to pivot, like in Friends, when Ross and it was Chandler, the other guy, they're bringing the big sofa in, and there's this pole, this big stick, this big beam in the way. This is a very Gen X thing, okay? We in particular seem to have, at least our perception is that we're victims. We got this big pole in the way. We're trying to move ahead, so we pivot. So anybody who knows Friends, the thing, then they had to, okay, why are we bringing the couch through this way? Bring the couch through this way, and bring it around. So this is the point I am in my life where, I have to pivot. I have to think, all these things are happening. It's my business, I've got to pivot. What I thought I was going to be doing, a little tweak here, a little tweak there. Anyway, big success this week. Boston College back in June, and I had nothing to do with this. They tweeted out the humor of Zazoo. Their literary department has a blog called BC Bookmarks, and they featured Zazoo Plazz, my book, because I'm a Boston College alumna, and that's like really cool because I was a business major. I always wanted to be among the literati, so to speak. But I'm in good company because there's a lot of, like real authors. I mean, I'm a real author, but, wow, I was flattered. And I was honored, and I hope that lots of people see it and discover Zazoo Plazz, because that would make me very happy that I'm spreading laughter and joy, which is what Zazoo Plazz is all about. So, okay. So today I'm talking about cleaning. All right, so where do I go with this? I find it, I'm going to talk about, before I go into these cards, I got a little time left. So I always do the readings, look at the Bible, as you know. And today it's very, very appropriate. It's dedicated to antibacterial soap, masks and stuff like that. The Pharisees, or these scribes or whatever, were saying to Jesus and his disciples, "Hey, you don't wash your hands before you eat. You gotta do this. You gotta turn on the water. This one, you gotta wash your hands. You gotta use this soap, and you gotta do that. And so you guys are dirty. You're good." So Jesus says, this is very, very apropos. The idea is that we're meant to help orphans and widows and keep oneself unstained by the world. So that's Virgo, right? The unstained, the pure, the young girl, right? And we're to stay away from that perfectionism. Virgo's all about that, very hand-washing, obsessive, all that stuff, detail-oriented, and I can relate because I've been that, I myself am into hand-washing and being clean and all that. But, when you've got kids, over the years I've gotten much more relaxed about it. But the idea is that, when you're cleaning, you're following this feng shui stuff. My mom's got these books, and they were like, here's you, and you're in the bed, and there's these ominous arrows that are pointing at you from your furniture, and you're, from the, I don't have time to look at whether there's like evil arrows, pointing at me. Obviously I don't want something hanging over my head that's going to fall, like the window right behind where I sleep is where the air conditioner used to be, and we got to put a window in there because it's got a big plank of wood with like the air conditioner thing, big like metal plate with a towel shoved in it. My husband's like, we gotta fix that before the winter because I'm gonna get snowed. I'm gonna get snowed on. As it is, all the flies are coming in. I'm trying to sleep. So anyway, So we don't want to be doing things out of a fear of what's going to come from outside in. So Jesus said, that's not it. That's not it. It's, it's all about stuff coming from the inside out, right? That's the wisdom right there. Think about it. When you wear a mask, anybody you're breathing your own air, right? What we exhale, it's coming back at us, right? And that's what feng shui is all about. It's like, where's the energy going? Is it from the front door? Do you have a mirror? Is it bouncing back and it hitting you in the face? I used to get stuck in my old jobs with the door to my back. So I always had this feeling people were sneaking up on me, doing stuff behind my back. So I put a mirror in front of me if I was facing a wall so that I could be aware. I could see what was coming at me from behind, right? So this is the kind of time we're in right now. Oh my God. So when you find something, you're cleaning out stuff, right? Sometimes we put it off because we shove it all down, don't we? And I'm as guilty of this as anybody. We don't want to deal with our own stuff, right? That's the stuff that's inside that if you don't get it out, that's the stuff that causes dis-ease, right? Ease is health, right? Success, happiness. Dis-ease is the opposite. Pay attention, this is important stuff. From Zazoo Plazz. It may come out in kind of a garbled way, but it's all good. So, and a lot of the clearing experts talk about this, but this is my Zazoo Plazz version of it. Like, for example, stuff we find it's not meant to, well, it does teach us about other people, but for the most part, the stuff we keep, right? Like this card I found in one of my scrapbooks from like 1979, when I was like 13, 14. This tells us more about ourselves than anything. What do you keep? What is precious? Look at this little card. See, that's me. This is a birthday card I received from my cheerleading coach, who was a friend of my mom's, and her son was in my class. The little girl, she's picking little mums and fall, and oh, it's so sweet. It's August 6, 1979. My friend, I don't know if she's still around, Mrs. E. And this is what I read. It's, just taking the time to jot me a note before I was going to start high school, East Catholic. This is in the book. And she says, I wish you only the best. You're stepping out onto a new milestone in your life, your years at East Catholic. And she said, never forget, one of the special gifts you possess, being able to pen your innermost thoughts. This is truly one of your treasures. You, Leslie, are a joy to those who know and love you. You will be in my thoughts and prayers. Fondly, Mrs. E. I kept this. Who wouldn't keep this? I said, wow, that's profound. And then I kept this card. Now, this was from the mid-'80s. And this was from a friend of mine, a good friend. And he said, somebody I knew in college. Just saying, a good friend of mine. This bear reminded me of you sitting on your hope chest. Wouldn't the pattern make great wallpaper? That was the 80s. And I did end up having those colors in my my condo. Let's see. So anyway, and so he said this card reminded him of me. And I said, you know what? There's a bear with a little butterfly and a little hat sitting on a hope chest. And that is me, isn't it? No matter what happens to, the people who've come through our lives, they tell us things about ourselves. And I'm hopeful. And I do have a hope chest. And I like bears. I like bears a lot, especially teddy bears. And I actually have one in my bedroom that looks a lot like this one. Now, in 1986, here's a person who knew me well enough to know that that's what I'm all about. Not all, but it gives me a clue as to the things that make me happy. So, instead of just cleaning and throwing stuff out, it's kind of cool to pause a moment and say, is this something I want to take forward? And I'll just do a quick scan, and move on. Send love to the people who loved me. Thank you. One of the, I have an astrological app, and it tells you like what the Sabian symbols. Sabian symbols are, it's like for each degree in the astrological chart, there's a different. It's almost like a fable, or this woman. She had like messages. She channeled messages about each one of the degrees of the astrological wheel. And one of my particular Sabian symbols is of a girl with this beautiful, little girl, and she's got a box on her head. It's a sparkly box tied up in bows, and she's wearing rags. And it said, she's a blockhead because she can't see what's right in front of her, and she's wearing tattered rags, and she doesn't need to. If she would just take the box off her head, she could see where what the beauty that's surrounding her. So I thought, oh my goodness, he's calling me a blockhead, and so I am. I can enjoy the champagne glass of blessings of life now. As long as you do your house cleaning. House cleaning being the inside out, because what is above is below, or can be, and what is within is without. What is inside can be outside. If you, clear the cobwebs and, you can, and it's funny, friends they reveal a lot about us. Like that one friend whose birthday is this week, hi, M.E. We roomed together, senior year in college, and she used to drive me nuts. She was Virgo also. We had a coffee table, and we had magazines back in the day. We read magazines. Every time I'd go by, I'd tidy them up so that, like Sleeping with the Enemy. So they were like, all the towels had to be lined up, and the magazines had to be stacked perfectly. Every time she went by, she'd look at me, she'd go, psst, and she'd go, phew. And she'd mess them up, and she'd watch me freak the heck out, because I would, and that would give her joy of the day, to see me freak the heck out. So these are the people I have in my life. People that reflect back to you who you are. And on her behalf, for her, I had to deal with her chartreuse toilet seat cover the whole year. It was this really obnoxious yellowy greenish color. Now this was 1986. She had the whole set, She had the toilet bowl cover. She had the little rug around the bottom of the toilet. It was a nightmare. And then she had this pair of jeans that she never washed. I thought she was a Virgo, but she would just stand them up in the corner. I swear. She'd put them in the corner and they would stand up by themselves. And every couple of months, she'd wash them. I swear she did it just to tick me off. And, you know, it did. So anyway, we made it through without strangling each other or anybody getting hurt. And, yeah. So I think about her on her birthday. Well, I guess we had some good times. But anyway, it's interesting. I like to live with people. I can't live without people. And yet, that's where so much of my material comes from. Because I'm a good roommate, but I'm a fussy roommate and I can be demanding somewhat, I guess. But it's never boring, at least. Anyway, I gotta be rolling on. So, song of the week. On the way over here, I was thinking, fly like an eagle to the sea, and feed the children, feed shoe the children, or something like that. House the people living in the street, that song. Oh, it's a revolution. That one. It's a good song. Steve Miller Band from the 70s. I was just a kid. Oh, you like that one? It's an eagle song. It's a bird song. Ooh, it's an interesting bird. Okay, so gotta run. Gotta get back to the house while I still have a little time to myself and do some stuff. So until next week, take care. September's coming. I hope you have happy cleaning adventures and enjoy the last couple of weeks of the summer, because we are headed into fall. I saw some nice leaves as I came into the forest here. They're starting to turn yellow, brown. So enjoy the seasons. And until next week, take care. Bye-bye.